Hey guys, it's Kelly West here, and today I'm talking to you about creating a business and more freedom and time for yourself so you can do the things you love, spend time with your family again, and just be able to scale your business and take a little bit of a step back, because we all know when we start a business, it can start with 12, 14-hour days. But you get to a certain point where you're making enough money that you can actually start to scale things, you can outsource some things, and the way you do that is by systemizing. Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is increase your bottom line and grow your business, but without losing any clients and things like that. So you want to make sure that everything's up to your standard and that you can spend more time with your family and take more of that step back and enjoy your business a little bit more. So who am I? I am Kelly Marie West, as I said, and why am I here? So I am a military wife and mum, and often am a single parent due to the fact my husband is away. He's away for 6 months at the moment. And if I didn't have systems in place, I literally would go insane. I have systems for everything from taking my daughter to school, and I block out time for that. I block out time for reading to her, because at the end of the day, if we don't make the time to do things that are our priorities, they won't get done. And the whole reason I started an online business was we were moving around so much with the military. I was starting from the bottom in every sort of job I had, or I did even start my own boot camp business and personal training. And once I got a great clientele built up, then I had to move again within 6 months, and it literally was a killer. I just wanted to have some security so that I could, if the worst did happen, I would have the money to support myself and my daughter. I mean, might be a negative way to look at things, but that's my why. I want to be independent and to be able to look after my daughter should the worst happen. I'm quite lucky. Every job I've ever had, I've enjoyed, to the fact that I've also met loads of great people, and I've always done the best that I can. I've always outworked everyone, and that doesn't mean spending more time working and things like that, but I've just been able to find the best way to do things, to systemize things. That's the way my brain works, so that's my kind of genius, if you want to say, because I can get more out of my time than most people. One of my kind of claims to fame was when I was working with Gordon Ramsay. He literally thought I'd had a degree in running restaurants and things like that, and when I left one job, they needed a couple of people to replace me, and I'm just one person. So I'm probably like you, if you're a personal trainer with your workouts. I kind of go hard or go home. I don't see the point in half-assed tasks and doing things not to the best of your ability. Now, I'm not special, I'm not super intelligent, I just work hard, and I think people really underestimate that. So I've run the behind the scenes for several businesses, some of them 6-figure, some of them not. And I really enjoy the fact of being behind the scenes. I really think that's where I'm meant to be. I'm not supposed to be at the front. As you can see here, you can't see me. I'm quite happy with that. And I love the boring stuff that everyone else hates, I really get a kick out of things running smoothly, things being automated, and things ticking over just nicely without stress. And I also want maximum results from minimum effort. And I think a lot of people want this, but they just don't know how to do it. And they underestimate the work that's, of consistency, the power of consistency, because if you do something consistently, people will start to notice. But if you just do something every now and again, they won't. So I want to share with you how I get so much done in my time. My daughter's only at school for 6 hours a day, and I literally get so much done. I work with 4 to 5 online businesses, and they are ticking over just nicely. It takes time to obviously make that happen, but it does work. So let's get down to business. So I want to talk to you about the tasks that you should start to outsource and why you should. So tasks you suck at. So there's lots of things I'm sure that you're not very good at, and they would be a good place to start with outsourcing. For me, it was video editing. I really suck at it. I did try and persevere to learn it, and I know the basics, but it was a waste of money, because the time I was spent doing that and getting really stressed, I could have outsourced it to someone else to do it better than me and quicker than me. And save money, because I could have earned more money in the time that I was wasting learning it. So tasks you don't like. We all have those tasks that we can do, but we don't enjoy doing. So, mine was bookkeeping. It was the bane of my life. I didn't want to do it. I would always put it off. So that's something that I outsourced. That was one of the first things I outsourced. And then things that drain you. So we all have tasks that, we can do, we might like to do them, but they literally drain you because they aren't things that you want to do. And they're a great way to outsource and systemize your business easily. Okay, so how much time are you wasting every day? So think about the tasks that you do each day that are not part of your genius. So, social media, replying to emails, calling up leads, things like that. They're things that are a drain on your time and resources. So when you think of Pareto's principle with the 80-20 rule, so 80% of your tasks aren't bringing you in the ROI that you want. So those are the things that you really want to outsource or at least systemize. And how many hours are they taking up each day? Imagine that's 2 hours a day, times that by 5 times a week if you work 5 times a week, and then work out your hourly rate. And I'm sure you can get a VA or an online business manager to do it a lot cheaper, a lot quicker, and then you wouldn't have to do it, and it'd probably be better because that's what they're there for. So, work out your hourly rate, multiply the hours by those tasks that you don't want to do, or, they're not your genius, and then work out how many hours you're wasting, because I'm pretty sure it will shock you. Okay, so the only way to create freedom in your business is using systems. So in order to create freedom, you need to get organized. And I know that might feel that it's against the grain, but there's no other way to create it. Unless you're organized and focused with your time, there is no freedom. There isn't. So you just can't achieve that. So these systems will be the stepping stones in your business to, step away and let it run without you. It'll allow your business to grow and, to run like a well-oiled machine. The systems are there to basically make sure that the highest of standards are always kept. You have the same thing and consistent kind of work, and things are done. And if someone left or they were ill, you could plug and play someone else in their place to do it just as good, or if not better, because they've done it for longer, they're more experienced. And if you really want to outsource, it worries me when people say, I just want to outsource my business. I just want to be like the face and I just want to outsource everything. Okay, that's all well and good, but you need to know what you're doing, and you need to be a leader in your business to make sure that everything runs as you want it, and then someone can do it for you. You need to teach them the way that you would do things and that how you want it, because how I would do it and how you would do it could be completely different. And as well, when you have systems, you can have this less stress and less mistakes because you have a system or a checklist. You're less likely to make mistakes when you're in a hurry, and they set you free. That the freedom will come from creating systems in your business. So I want to talk to you about how systems in the long run can help you and where to start. The idea of creating systems for your whole business can be overwhelming. I know that, but I put it down to a few points and where you should start, in my opinion, the best place to start, but you can start wherever you want. There's a certain order that makes sense to me, but it might not make sense to you. So I'm going to share them with you now, and then it's up to you. You can do it in whatever order you want or whatever. So first of all is managing your money. So before you can look at outsourcing anything with your bookkeeping and so on, you need to know your numbers, and you need to know what you're asking of people. So you need to know what's important to you. So you need to know your income, what's going out, what's your break-even point, how much does it cost for you to get a client, what is your budget for advertising, and your path to profit. Because at the end of the day, if you're wasting loads of money on outsourcers and you're not making that money back, then you need to have a look at things a bit more. Or maybe they're taking too much time. Maybe you just need to look at putting more advertising budget on something else, because you could be advertising something that isn't converting well, but there is something that is converting really well, but you're not putting money behind it. So that would be a good place to start, right? Okay, so next we have content repurposing. I'm a big fan of this. So content is king, but context is queen. So, if you create one piece of content like a video, you need to make sure that it can be used in other platforms, but it needs to be relevant to that platform. So you can't just put, a really long video on Twitter, because obviously it wouldn't work and it wouldn't make sense. You would need to snippet parts of it out. So you want to make sure that you have a system in place that when you create one piece of content, your VA or online business manager will run with it. So you can go from a Facebook Live, it goes to YouTube, then a blog, slide share, infographic, social media posts, tweets, video snippets, literally so much you can do with it, honestly. And that's from one piece of content that you've done. And there's so much you can do. So, you need to stop producing and syndicate this shit out. I put here, sorry. Syndicate things, because you don't make money when you create one piece of content. It's when it's distributed on a grander scale, and there are certain things you can do to make that go further using Medium, LinkedIn, you can do with the articles. There's Facebook notes as well. So there's a lot you can do with one piece of content, and making the best out of that will just obviously make sure that you're everywhere. So sales and marketing is something else that you could systemize. So having a steady stream of leads coming in through your sales funnel, and using your platforms to leverage your audience to create leads via ads, social media, etc. It's making the best of what you've got, your real estate, whether it be social media, your email market, and nurture those leads. So create content that's engaging with them, and you become that go-to expert. And then obviously ask for the sale. Converting your leads by targeting people that you already know is a lot cheaper than trying to get new clients, let me tell you. Upsells and cross sales, and a lot of people don't do this, which I find really strange, because these people already trust you, they're already spending money with you, they already like you, and what if you could get them where they want to be quicker, or you could help them further with something else that's in line with your product? It needs to be done. So this should be part of your process. This could even be automated via emails and things like that. And it really does work. So retention, this is something that is often overlooked as well, because we work really, really hard to get these new clients and then we forget about them. I mean, it's astounding the amount of people that just don't look after their clients. They get them and they just kind of forget about them. I just think that's really bad, because at the end of the day, they've trusted you to get them from where they want to go, and you have to deliver on that, and you have to wow them. So make it a point that you want to regularly be in contact with them. Focus on giving them what they need and getting regular feedback, because it's 7 times more expensive to acquire a new client than to keep one. So keep those customers happy that you have, and you have that core. I have like 5 clients that are my core business, and I've been with them for, well, most of them a year now. So those are the people that I love to work with, and they love to work with me too, hopefully. So that's retention. Now, to reactivate. So I've done this recently, actually. Someone left, and I got back in touch with them just to see how they were, and now we're working together again, because most people don't leave you because they don't like you, or they don't like what you do for them. What they actually leave because of is a change of circumstance, or something like that, or change of priority. So make sure that you keep that in mind, and don't take it personal, and don't kind of ignore them or think, oh, stuff you. Make sure that you spend the time to get them back. You can also systemize building and engaging your audience. So, use the platforms that you have. Be that go-to expert. Become the authority. You want to be constantly getting tagged on Facebook. If you're not, then you're doing something wrong. Because if people aren't thinking of you and you're not top of mind, people won't buy on your reputation. They need to know who you are. So attract people into your funnel. You can delegate parts of this, so the sales calls and so on, and leverage and scale your business so your business can grow. So if you do a Facebook Live, you could give people a link to your sales funnel and so on, and somebody else can call them back for you. People. Now, I don't mean, bots and things like that. I mean like staff training. So everyone should have SOPs, which is standard operating procedures, for every task in your business. Because imagine you literally couldn't use your legs or arms. What are you going to do? You need somebody to take care of things. So if you have a system, like a Bible for your business, somebody will be able to do it for you. So document everything and regularly update them. That's just a must. Okay, client onboarding and offboarding. So use systems, workflows to deliver what you've promised. Obviously give awesome customer service, and wow and over deliver to your clients. And if someone leaves, make sure, make a point to find out why, and and try and avoid doing it again, So build a reputation that people will not feel bad about referring you. They will want to refer you because you know what? You're good at what you do. So how to get the best out of freelancers. So freelancers are an awesome asset to your business, but they need to be bringing in 3 times as much as they earn, because at the end of the day, if they don't, something's going wrong. So make sure you make the time to train them properly, put your extra work in to make sure that they know exactly what's expected of them, determine the tasks that they have to do, and have regular updates and meetings and things like that, so that they can know that there's a forward plan for them, and that they can grow with you and your business. So I hope that helps, guys. Any questions? Please let me know. I am happy to help. And if you would like to systemize your business, get in touch. Bye.